My house.
And then what?
Oh man, I'm about to Miguel your ass from fucking Cobra Kai. Nigga, you fucking talking.
Yeah?
For real.
Well, shut the fuck up before I turn you back into
Donovan would never go back in for that shit. I would have went outside. Fuck out of here.
Tommy actually got into a body bag this time.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see it!
Well, you about to spoil Endgame, so fuck yourself.
Alright, true.
So we're about to spoil whatchamacallit today, too. So
Yeah, bro.
we're spoiling a lot of shit. That's your fault that you didn't see it.
I do blame myself.
No, it ain't. I ain't got time. Oh yeah, I can watch it
You're
on
a lying bastard. You got time.
I know.
That was the biggest performance of bullshit.
Eat my ass.
No.
So, today,
Hey.
welcome. We have guests.
That it?
No, I thought you were going to interject.
Well, I thought you were gonna,
Whatever, fuck you. Okay,
You're not doing
welcome.
You're not doing a.
There we go, okay.
All right. Hi, welcome. We're here at my place again. I'm here at Roundhouse, and welcome to True Story Bro.
Episode number
44.
Is it 44? Oh, damn, correct. Shit. I like that.
That was close.
Because we did 43 last week.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So 44. Yay! We're halfway. We're almost to 50.
We'll
Yes,
celebrate
and we will be Endgame.
How did you do that right away?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Anyway,
That's what today's show is all about.
Not all of it.
Some of it.
Some of it.
Majority of it. But
Some of
yeah.
it.
let's get to the people at hand. Starting with this guy.
Oh, I'm here. We're in my place. I'm Roundhouse. They heard me already.
Yes.
And we do have two special guests, but to my left, introduce yourself.
My name's Helena.
Helena! Yay! And may I congratulate you on being our first female.
Yes,
Yes.
you're our first
That's
female
cool,
guest.
actually.
Yes. And to her left.
I swear, I hate
I
you
love
so
it.
much.
He
right
was
now.
like, divided by two. Carry the one.
Fifth float.
Fifth floor. Is our boy here.
I am Echo Ninja. You say one more word, I'm going to snap back, kick you right in the side of your head. And to my left,
Not enough room in this motherfucker.
oh no, I'll make room. I'll
You're
make
pulling
room.
us, so I see you at work looking like a rag doll. You look
Yes.
like one of those
Yes.
fucking car dealership niggas.
That's okay.
That's good, how you doing? Good fuck. Fuck up.
to my left.
Is
Scourge of the Universe.
Scourge of the Universe. Conquistador of Quiet Time.
You were scourge of the internet.
I was. You just said that.
No,
You're ruining my intro.
You said
It's on
you
Wednesday.
Where does it send you?
Where's the sender? To my left.
Well, I am Black Caesar, a not yet famed freelance artist, but working on it. And
To the left.
Senor.
What is your name?
My name is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
Hey, brother.
I know him. I know him. His name is Chris.
I know he's doing
His name is Chris.
So,
Today we'll be talking.
introduce Chris. We don't know Chris. People don't know Chris.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
So Chris here is actually one of my ex-coworkers. He's actually one of the few people I actually talk to at my job. We talk video games, comic books, all that shit. And he's here today, and he's a videographer and a photographer himself. So this is Chris. So yeah. Hercules. Yeah, so let's get into it. Endgame.
Not yet.
Damn, that was real subtle.
No,
Because we got Game of Thrones, we got Cobra Kai, and we got Endgame. I would like to start with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, let's make the end game
The
end
Endgame.
But there's two end games.
what?
I mean, that battle was coming.
Yeah, but
Game of
see, we
Thrones.
can
It
talk
wasn't
a
the
little
end.
bit. It wasn't
the
yeah,
end.
exactly.
Okay,
We have
fine.
3 episodes left.
Let's call a space.
All right, so let's start with Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And you?
Of course. Y'all never
you.
came out.
Absolutely. I've been.
I posted about it.
That's right. Start with you.
All right.
Oh, you guys saw it, right?
Yeah, they saw it.
Sweet.
You know what?
Yeah,
Let's
you
start,
started.
let's start with our guests.
Y'all
about
saw
what they think
Endgame.
about, not Endgame. What do they think about?
You guys saw
Game of Thrones?
Endgame into.
Yeah, so we went Sunday night, and then we were actually at the movies watching Endgame while Game of Thrones was going on. So no phones on, all that stuff. We get home at like 12 o'clock, and we just go straight to Game of Thrones, and we're just sitting there like, what is going on? The entire episode. And at the end, she sees me. She's like half asleep, but she's watching it, and I'm just like this at the end. I'm like, ah. And it just ends, and we're just. Do we watch it again?
So you had anxiety the next day.
The same night.
It's like a recuperation process.
He was like, "Hey, I kind of need,
I need that phone. I need that phone.
I need the thrones. Man.
So how did you feel about it?
I thought it was pretty crazy. I don't know, like, it was a lot going on. That's it. I'll comment on other things. I'll make comments.
Okay. What about you, Black Caesar?
Well, as I said before on the way over, it is definitely the year of the Starks, but let's start with this one first. Right, because Arya is an absolute beast.
She's a true running back.
Wide receiver, dog.
Absolutely. Just turpentine is...
She's Odell Beckham before the Giants trade.
Yeah,
Exactly. Similar.
Hey, you hear that, Giants? You fucked up.
You need Arya Stark, bro.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
she really came up like in these last seasons. I mean, she kind of went through that whole Gohan process.
Truly.
From just
Yeah, but she had a father.
Oh.
True! You leave me hanging.
Yeah, good point.
No.
Good point. But
She had a good father.
That's true.
yes,
Because Piccolo, we all know Piccolo.
Piccolo's his real dad.
Yeah, Piccolo know that.
Everybody know that.
Everybody know
Yeah.
Piccolo's real dad.
I can just imagine that. He's like, hey, Mom. Hey, Gohan. He's like, hey, Mr. Piccolo. Hey, Gohan.
Yeah.
Nigga.
The anime
Walk past him like, word?
Yeah.
Say the planet, get no love? Nah,
Nah, nigga,
not at all.
The anime
Word
version.
my daddy when I needed one.
Yep. The anime version of the Hound, pretty much.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Piccolo was.
Yeah, he was.
Hey,
Yeah.
look.
He was brutal, mean, savage. Yeah, that's.
But
the
it's
house
what?
was like a little bitch at that. He's like, oh, it's zombies, we all gonna die.
It was mostly the fire.
Yeah, it was mostly. Yeah.
If somebody tried to saute my face, I'd be kind of scared too.
I'm sorry. I mean, this dude had a
But it's
little.
like the Hound versus Arya. Like, he sees Arya jump off a roof and she's killing people. And he's in
Right.
the corner like,
He had a literal panic attack. He was like, listen, look,
Right.
if she can do this shit, your ass should get out of this whole funk right now.
Exactly.
Look at that little bitch up there. She is kicking ass. She fucked
She's
niggas up with a
just
staff.
fighting for her life.
Right.
She,
They got 20 years.
when she pulled out that staff and with the double-ended blades and was fucking motherfuckers up, I was like, girl. I was like, God.
Until like she had to tumble on over them, and
Bro,
she got smacked in the face and then hit the damn wall mad hard. I was like, oh, that.
Hey. Why her head bleed?
There's a hate that I have for you.
Oh, no.
I understand why her head bleed now.
Oh God! Should we go into a story about that one?
Yeah.
No, we already told that.
We already
story.
told that
Yeah,
story.
we
Yeah,
told
we
that
did.
fucking story. No need to repeat
Good.
terrible offenses again.
Right. Anyway, yeah, she was kind of dazed and confused, and
Confused and dazed.
yeah,
Knocked off a game.
Cutthroats.
not that much of her game though.
It knocked off enough.
When she hit her head, she was like, oh, fuck.
She was like, damn, my power's at 85%.
Hull breach. 72%. Whole shit.
Also, what's the
There's
name?
9 of them. There are actually 9 of them.
The Hound's looking at it. Above 9,000. as she stabs the Night King, he's like,
That was savage.
You know what I want to put in for that part when she shattered all the glass? I want to put the part in Die Hard when they yell at each other. She's Weiser! She's Weiser! Shoot the glass! Everything just destroys. Fuck that.
Oh my god!
man.
But seriously, that whole the Dothraki is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you want? First of all, let's be real about
There
it.
was a meme.
Did you guys see that meme?
We're
The
all
South
the
Park
Indian.
meme?
No.
What was it?
So you know the South Park meme where it's like, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? So they had that, and it was like, let's send the Dothraki out first, and they're gone.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Straight savagery.
Somebody posted some shit like, "Oh look, they sent all the Indians out. Now they're extinct."
Yep.
Isn't that reality? I was like,
Ouch. That's not harsh at all.
maybe they own casinos.
They didn't give them coke stuff.
Why they gotta make them political, man?
Because it all is.
Because it all is. It really is.
They didn't give them coke stuff. They didn't give them coke.
But like this, they weren't the
They
first
didn't get
line.
no roles either.
Nope. They first like this. They weren't the first line.
They were the first line of defense.
The-
They knew what they were
The
doing.
Dothraki.
The dot. Keep going.
The Dothraki was, and then all the black people was. Indians, blacks, and then all the white people were in the castle.
Yeah, but you know
Because
what?
they have walls.
You know what?
Because there ain't no walls.
But you know what?
Mhm.
Death was equal to all of them.
Yes.
Because they all got their asses whooped.
Yeah, man.
They was climbing that
They had to
shit,
pay some
though,
tolls.
like-
They were freaking World War Z up in that bitch.
Oh,
I was like, whoa.
Well, I figured they had to do it. They had to do it that way because it was like we've seen plenty of zombie movies and whatnot.
Well,
Right?
they weren't gonna make them slow as shit.
Nah.
No.
And most of these motherfuckers have weapons.
And then you gotta realize this is a person controlling them, so he can have them be as slow as shit as they want, or be as fast as hell as he wants them to be.
So,
Right,
yeah, you're right.
Fuck that dude.
So, certain
he got
YouTubers are pretty angry with the way the show.
The cinematography.
No,
Or
just the
what?
all round story. They think the writers are trash for that.
What?
I shit you not. There's a YouTuber that pretty famously, he's angry. His name is Joe. He pretty much blasted fucking Game of Thrones for the writing and everything. He said, "What purpose was Jon Snow? If he was the king that was promised, what purpose did he serve? He did not kill the Night King." And the shitty writing with having Arya be the save, right? For the Arya with the win. What purpose did Bran? What was Bran? Because the simple fact, Bran. What did he do?
He was the bait. That's what he was.
He beaconed him to get there.
Right. But at the same
Promoted.
time, what? And I seem to
Every
just
time he goes into the third eye thing, it fucking signals the Night King to
Well, yeah.
to bring
Well,
him there.
because he put the mark on him.
Yeah.
So
Stupid ass was his fault.
And mind you, he's not the only YouTuber that's actually been really aggressively against the whole that last episode. The writing, the writing, the way the characters were, and I was kind of like,
But what do you feel about the writing?
I feel like wrong. I was like, just because he's the king that's promised doesn't mean he has to get the win all the time. He got the win he got the win. The Battle of the Bastards, right? He got the win for the when the wildlings were entering what's that? The wall.
Yeah.
He got the win. He got it. He's the one who actually. There's a lot of shit that Jon Snow did that he got the win on. Like, so why does he have
another
to
Stark takeover?
Yeah, like why does he have to
Exactly.
get the win when it came to the Night King? Like, hell, even I thought Dany was gonna get the fucking win when she had the dragon. She was like the cards. I was like, the win.
That nigga was like,
Like,
please.
he looked at it like,
bitch,
bitch,
please.
please.
You know what he
This is-
reminded me
no.
of? You know that dude in in Men in Black when he was towing the gun, guy took out the shotgun and he's like, please.
Oh yeah.
That's what the guy reminded me of. He looked at her like
I just remembered that.
he was like, please.
But what to all them haters, keeping it real, it's like, think about it. Even Masanje said it. He was like, if the translation's correct, it's not gender specific.
Right.
So they can all eat a donut dick and now.
It's
Right.
true.
With sprinkles.
Because you know what my theory is with the ending.
Oh shit! What?
Remember, I talked about. I remember I did have that little theory about how the ending.
Yes,
I'm waiting to see.
I actually feel that what's her face is gonna be the king of the Iron Throne.
No, Sansa?
No,
Danny?
Arya.
Arya?
Yeah.
I feel like she's gonna be the king of the Iron Throne.
You know who I think it's
That'd
gonna
be
be?
sensible.
Brianna Tarth. And that would be.
I don't think she has any royal birth, so she can't really get it.
No,
Even though she could.
mind you, it doesn't even matter because Cersei last name is Baratheon.
But isn't Arya?
Baratheons are dead.
But
She's not Cersei Lannister. She's Cersei Baratheon.
But isn't Arya the one who fulfilled the prophecy?
What do you mean?
As far as killing.
As far as the Night King.
Well, yeah.
is
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That wasn't gender
Basically,
specific, like you said.
correct.
Right,
So
but
basically,
also-
she was like Azor Ahai. reborn.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
So
but at
don't
the same
matter.
time, she doesn't have to be. Like they say, Arya's OP, and I'm like, no. What they did?
Is she?
She's
She's
not
not
really.
OP.
She's not really.
You
What
out
they,
of your
what they
fire
did was.
fox
What they
mind.
did was they. Like
They
in
gave
the,
us some humanity already.
Well,
in
in
that
the books-
horror movie scene where she's like in that library.
that was some crazy shit. And
that was they like.
I was surprised they did that. I was surprised they did that.
I thought she was gonna do some ninja shit in that scene, but
I-
then she ended up just like
Throwing a book and running.
she ended up doing the Metal Gear, the whole
Yep,
thing.
she
It disappeared.
You know about Metal Gear.
She actually
Fucking call me
technically
this.
did Resident Evil too. A little bit without the gun.
When she had walked up, and I was about to say that walker because I'm so fucking used to Walking Dead, and you just put her mouth out,
And then
oh
just
my
went,
god,
Yo, that shit was creepy. I was like,
Wow.
creepy as shit.
so
Yes.
No, her running through the freaking hallways with them chasing her.
yo,
That had to be the
Yeah.
scariest shit ever. It's the dark ass hallways. You don't know what is coming the next turn you make. She's just like, fuck this, I'm just running.
did
I don't care what I run into.
Did you think Michael Jackson was gonna pop out and start? You know,
Nigga,
Fuck.
No, but that was
everybody.
No, but
Fight
you,
some zombies.
Everybody.
but
Some zombies, right?
it's funny that you guys mentioned that because
Backstreet's back. All right.
I'm gonna sit right here. I'm scared.
but you
Walk
know
into
what
that.
but you know what today is, right?
No.
It's May.
No.
It's gonna be. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, you got that.
And I know he's all over the internet fucking hating life right now.
He hates it actually.
Of course he does.
I'm
It's
glad.
like Sandra Bullock. That people.
Hey, Sandra.
It's like Sandra Bullock hates all of the fucking Bird Box fucking memes, but they are so funny.
He posted, "Can you please stop?" I
She fucking hates it.
I don't blame her.
Bad.
was like, "I'm sorry."
So bad.
Yo, some of those memes had me dying. I could not stop laughing.
No, somebody put Bird Box champion in this fucking Daredevil. I laughed so hard. I was like, wait, what?
This is why it gets hot, nigga. We fucking laugh.
I was like,
Oh,
what is this?
shit.
Mm.
But
Oh my god,
Jesus.
Bird Box. Bird Box memes are the best thing ever.
they're almost as funny as those May memes. Because
Yeah.
those May memes can go way too far.
A little bit.
Roses are red, vines are blue, but in a few days, you know it's gonna be.
No, I think Justin Timberlake
So they don't
put
even
up
try
something
anymore.
else. He to try to get people off of his shit. He put a calendar, right? He put sugar on the calendar of May, and I didn't get it at first, and then my roommate was all like, "Oh wait, that pour some sugar on me." I was like, "Oh shit, pour some sugar on May." I was like,
Really
cute, that's funny, okay.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
That culture appropriating motherfucker. Yeah,
So, what was the highlight of the Battle of Winterfell?
for me, seeing the dragons fight.
Yeah,
No, me.
because now there's like one left. Is there one
Two.
left?
No,
No.
it's two.
John's was injured.
George
I don't
was
think
injured,
it
yeah.
died.
You sure?
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
not
two because
sure, but
Because I only saw
In the
one
pre-
dragon come back. I'm just
no,
saying.
in the preview they showed two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
because
saying. Okay, so when the dragons fought, that was your highlight.
because when Viserys died, we were like, oh shit, she only got two dragons. And then the Night King was like, pull that nigga out to sea. Come here, little bitch. You mine. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck they gonna do? Are they gonna cower away from their brother? Or I don't know if dragons don't have are they male, female?
Nah, they fought him.
No, but I was
You were wondering it then when it was resurrected.
when they see their brother or whatever, when they see their brother, would they cower and not fight because
maybe they sense him as something different and
right
they don't
because they
sense
felt
him
them
as their own anymore.
because they felt them die.
Of course.
But my thing is you know how certain pets is
Yeah.
because they're animals or creatures. Why would they fight their own brother
To survive.
That was
That's
just
how
me.
the animal kingdom is.
That's just me. But they fought that motherfucker.
What was your highlight?
It's a really insignificant part, but I liked Lady Mormont when she was fighting. She's so cute. Like, she's a really young little girl.
Yeah,
But she's
right.
so bad, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and she demands things. Even though she's young, she's very well composed, and she acts like an adult. And she was like, I'm gonna fight, and she did fight, even though how tiny she is. She's like a 10-year-old little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then she killed the giant. I was so upset when she died. I was like, oh, she's
But they gave her a triumphant
I mean,
death.
while he was picking her up, he was crushing. I was
I
like,
know.
Friggin'
I
Wonder
was like,
Woman,
oh, she had armor on, and he was
Oh,
like,
he was a giant.
oh yeah, it was like, I was like, oh my
She's a
god.
giant, and she's a 10-year-old
One
little
mom
kid.
was-
Like,
Yeah, poor kid.
No, she was 12. Well,
Sir,
in
I don't know how old
Wednesdays?
she was, but she's a
What
little
was your highlight?
kid.
What was great, and I did enjoy it, like you mentioned, Lady Mormont was great because she was only supposed to be a one-episode character.
Yeah, she was.
And they kept putting her in because she did such a tremendous job. And they're like, we can't let her go out like no problem.
That's because she was reading everybody's right. She was like, when what's the name died, you didn't answer the call. Like, oh shit.
You know what's funny? She was basically like how Norman Reedus is in Walking Dead. He was only supposed to be a one.
Yep.
Was it?
A one
He was only
episode
supposed to be
character.
there for like 2 episodes.
He was only supposed to be there for 1 or 2 episodes and then die off.
Wasn't what's the name? Sharon? Not Sharon.
Michonne?
Michonne?
No, Michonne was in the comics. So
Yeah,
she
that's
was
what she said.
So she wasn't supposed to die. No.
Yes.
Mr. Royalty. What was your
That's a good name.
Black Caesar.
What was your highlight?
Definitely when the prophecy was fulfilled, like when she told Arya that, basically going back to season 1 of, what do we say to the god of death? Not today. And then she just rushed off and she knew what she had to accomplish.
Right.
So for me, that was definitely like the awe of that episode.
That was that. Do it for the gift of
Yeah.
our speech.
But you know what's crazy about that? It's what led to her Melisandre saying that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you'll shut green eyes, brown eyes, and even blue eyes. And I was like, white dragon?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sir Chris of Tatted Comic Book Stuff.
I hate you, Chris, of Tatted comic book stuff.
What was your highlight?
Jorah protecting Dany.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was mine
Homie
too.
for life.
my
Homie
heart.
for
That
life.
was mine too because he was there till the end. Like seriously.
Oh, man, just true guardian.
I mean, come on. This guy was in love with her for years, and she didn't feel anything for him like
Because
that.
he was an old motherfucker. Come on, dog.
And he was there.
And he spied on her and was about to kill her.
And he was like, you'll never be allowed near her again. Have a good day, Joe. But you son of a bitch.
But there was no one else there to look after her.
If she
as-
was desperate, she would have broke that glass jar. Look.
Nope, she
Let's
would
go.
have. She would have.
Actually, you know what Jara's last words were, right?
Do me?
Do me, baby. Oh.
Wow.
Actually, it was no, Batman.
You stupid.
Ironically, he's going to be Batman in Titans.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No. He's going to be Bruce Wayne in Titans.
Yeah.
Not Batman.
Interesting choice, right?
He's tall as fuck.
Have you even watched that show?
Not yet.
Exactly. Shut your face. I told you to go watch it after the 6 episodes, and you didn't.
Correct.
That
was off doing another fucking thing.
Absolutely.
It's actually really good. I'm very impressed.
He's good. He's a great actor.
Oh, no, he's phenomenal.
I like it. He's good. I like it.
So here's a question for our videographers.
Where's Ghost? Before you
He's Ghost.
Where's Ghost?
He's Ghost.
Yeah, that was the first time I seen Ghost
In a long
Long
time.
time.
I was so happy to see him.
Yeah, he wasn't at the Battle of the Bastards at all. Yeah,
I think Ghost got killed by the...
No, that
don't
motherfucker
think
came
so?
out. He came out.
I really
They said he was fine.
Really?
Yeah, they said
Oh, good,
in
good.
the next
What was-
episode.
I'm
you
glad.
see
I'm glad.
What's crazy is that
Because Ghost was like... Ghost is... Dude, he that's the fucking dog right there, yo.
well, I'm surprised that they made the way they shot Ghost. They shot him smaller than what he needed to be because in most episodes he's fucking huge.
Right.
This episode he was small as shit.
That's because they blew the budget on that motherfucker. And
Probably
the
did.
wolf,
Everyone else, yeah, he was.
the wolf, they said, is more intensive on the graphics than the dragons.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a nice surprise, though.
Well,
Because they got to work with fur.
I mean, yeah, but also
like when you're doing that digitally, all that. Nah, that's
yeah, I get it, but I was just like Ghost.
That's a
I
hassle.
thought Ghost was supposed to be like one of like
supposed
huge.
to be, yeah, sure, but they couldn't do it anymore.
Because when they showed Nymeria, she was fucking huge compared to our. Well, when they showed her, what was it last season? Let's see, what 7? Beginning of 7? When they showed, yes, beginning of 7. When they showed beginning of 7, when they showed the wolf, Arya's wolf, she was fucking huge. But the rest.
Well, at that point, she grew. And she had like
but
a litter of her own.
But Wolf was bigger at this point. He was fucking huge. But
Yeah.
I get the budget thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to do a lot more with the fucking the White Walkers and everything else. I get it.
They blew the budget.
So for our videographers here, I've been hearing shit about the cinematography of how it was filmed, and people said it was too dark. What do you guys feel?
That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah.
They made it.
I mean,
It's a long night.
That was the point, but also a lot of it had to do with the pixelation in the darkness.
Right.
So when you got that scene when the Dothraki just ran out there and you see like all the pixelation with their swords and then it just starts disappearing, you still see that like kind of like feedback, and everyone was just like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
Everyone thought that it was like
the TV,
like an issue with the TV. It was
Right.
literally the cinematography of the actual episode.
Exactly. Yeah. You weren't supposed to see shit.
Because like tons of people,
I totally understood that. Like, you can only go with so dark for
you,
so long.
You really
Right.
can.
And with
So
whatever
what-
lens you have, you can only go with that dark because
Yeah.
you need light at the end of the day.
Right.
As good as the
So
camera.
what are you hearing?
about
This
this
is mad.
about
Yeah.
a lot of people who viewed the show said that that the battle was way too dark and they couldn't see anything. But I was like, I'm saying to myself, that was technically the whole point of the battle, because why you think they had the fucking swords torched up, and then when that shit went away, they couldn't see shit. Like, how would you feel if you're in a battlefield with a person literally controlling the weather
Right.
in your face, so you can't see 5 feet in front of you?
So Killer Al Roker came on his dragon and tried to look at it all. He was like, "It's going to snow."
Fucking
forever.
Ali Williams came out of nowhere. It's gonna snow.
And I understand. I understand what you're saying about that, because nigga did control the weather. He came to when he was flying on the dragon, there was like snow tornadoes, and they were trying to fly. They were flying
And when they were trying to call for the fucking things to be torched,
it was
it was like they can't see because they're up there.
They even hit the dragons even hit each
So
other.
so the archers tried to shoot it, but the fucking snow was like taking it all away. They were like, "Fuck!"
And not to mention, like, if the Night King is the Night King, his name is the Night King.
He ain't the Night Pauper. He ain't even the Night Prince.
He's the
The
Night
Night
King.
King.
He's not the clear. He's not the clear chance of partly cloudy king.
Ain't even Jet Frost.
Shut up.
But even so, he
Ain't
was still out when they had gotten attacked on the little pond. Remember that?
Right,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can't really say that because it literally could have happened at any time.
It could have.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to realize too, where is Winterfell?
It's gone.
It's actually
They got no walls. They literally got
the
no
walls
walls.
completely.
Well, no, I'm
gone.
just saying, like,
They're
Winterfell
bending
is in literally like the north.
It's one of the oldest castles in the north.
Winterfell.
It was one of the first castles actually built in the north, the biggest one. That's why it's one of the staples.
All in the north.
And the thing about the Night King was that, like, I get what people, I don't understand why people complain about that shit. Was the thing about it is, like, they understand that wind blows fire out, that's why the Dothraki didn't survive, because the Night King made more wind in the snow, so it blew out the fire. It wasn't, and mind you, some Dothraki ran back.
Yeah.
Went on a horse.
It was like a handful.
It was only a handful.
But after the Night Walkers stormed the castle, I don't even know if they alive. Fuck at this point.
What, the
When
Night
they-
Walkers?
Well, when they stormed the castle, like those Dothraki that ran back,
Oh, they were probably dead.
like
All of those Dothrakians are probably extinct now.
Most likely.
Yeah.
More than likely, because you got to remember, when the Night King came and what's his name, Jon Snow, was facing him, the dude literally rose everyone who wasn't killed by the Valyrian steel and the dragon glass, and fucking just all of their comrades who died, he brought them all back to life. So I'm sure all those
and the ones that's in the crypt.
Oh, that I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking crypt. What?
I was,
That
it was like,
the
oh yeah,
same
we're gonna be
thing.
safe in the crypt. I was like, no, you won't.
Well,
Lies.
what was fucked up? Would have fucked me up if you saw fucking Ned Stark holding his head coming back. I was like, oh my god, Sandra been like, oh, or Lyanna Stark, because like.
They would have all been dead. You would
just bones. Though.
you would've been bones by
would have
then.
been dead for a while.
They've been dead for years.
Yeah.
They would've been
So
dead
dead,
long.
but at the same time, it's like
Then they had no fucking head. You think he was gonna go look for that? Like, hold on, I'm gonna get your ass in a second. Let me just grab this fucking head.
They weren't even able to give him a proper burial, right? Because they desecrated his body after
Yep.
they
they
got
did.
him. Yeah.
Bastards.
same
William Wallace, that
thing with
motherfucker.
Rob Stark.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
I know the only one that got a
I'd
good.
say they William Wallace Ned, man. They
Pretty
fucked
much.
him over.
Oh.
Drawn and quartered.
No, and they don't really talk about where they buried Rickard Stark, the one that can't swerve.
Oh, you mean Ricky?
Ah.
Ricky! Stupid motherfuckers.
It took so much out of me to not tell him.
Nigga couldn't swerve. I'm like, nigga, you swerve.
Serpentine. Fucking up the whole.
Why you looking back, nigga? Like, why you looking back?
I don't even know what the fuck that was.
He got Ricky. Oh yeah,
It was Ricky.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah.
That's what I told you.
But
You know, Nights in the Hood.
Nice enough.
wow.
Got me. I surrendered.
Nights in the hood.
Oh,
That's funny.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
I gotta find that, and I need one person just swinging like fucking Cooper.
Nights in the hood. Hitting all the kids and shit like that.
Listen to shit.
Trying to win the most Academy Award with it.
All right, so we know. So we do know that some of you haven't seen Cobra Kai. Raise your hands.
I
Hello.
haven't seen it.
I watched the
you're
fuck
lying.
out of it, and I had to go shoot a wedding out.
And then you haven't seen it either, right?
Not the second season.
Okay.
Not the second
Sex.
Haven't watched any of it.
We
Oh.
can wait.
Shit, this is not even fair because we're
It's
the only ones.
It's all good. I'm the only one who didn't fucking see Endgame, so I call this justice.
Well, I'll be the only. Well, I'm not the only one that saw. The last one we're going to see Into the
Well, we're
Bad.
not
Is it
talking
done?
about right now.
That's the last episode right there.
And I haven't seen it.
Motherfucker.
I haven't seen
Keep
it.
going.
I haven't seen it either. I just started it.
Good. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll save it next week.
yeah, we'll save it for next week.
Sure.
It was literally Mortal Kombat with kids.
Are you
That's-
fucking kidding?
that's
me?
what the last episode was.
I did not expect that at all. Everything going
Fucking
forward
kid got
was
uppercutted
great.
off the damn balcony. and smacked his spine on the goddamn. I was like, get the fuck out of here!
He got kicked. He didn't get up.
Okay. Well, it looked like a fucking.
It did. Might as well have. I'm just thinking, like, bro, they taught you balance. They didn't teach you gravity, motherfucker. Why you near this fucking area and you kicked him?
And I
then
saw
when he
it,
went over, I'm like,
I saw it was gonna be a bad.
I watched it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here!
Like I thought he was gonna like hold on. No, he got kicked off the balcony, and all you see is him going slow motion.
He's doing the
towards-
Hans Gruber, bro.
Yep.
He's just swimming backwards, and then he just goes
and then the rail of the stairs, his spine literally smacked on it, and he fell into the stairs. I was like,
Jesus.
wow, that the entire fucking both
sides.
Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai just fucking started wailing only because this bitch. God, I don't like
Who?
the fucking what's that Cobra Kai bitch's name?
Oh,
Tori, yeah.
Is it the
She
black
wanted-
girl?
Huh?
The black girl?
No. She wanted to fucking start trouble with Sam, who was
That's that new girl that they showed.
yeah. She wanted to start trouble with Sam because of the shit because Sam kissed Miguel. She saw them kissing and all that, high school
You
shit.
know what I got to say? You know
So
what I got
she
to
wanted
say
to
about that?
she was like, I'm coming for you, bitch.
She
Say
challenged-
on the damn intercom.
She challenged her to Mortal
She
Kombat.
did. She really did.
She didn't even go to that school. She don't even go here.
You know what I say to that? White people.
Yo, you see.
Yeah.
I don't know, because
The whole fucking
black and
crew was
Hispanics, they'd be like, yo, I'll meet you right outside at 3 o'clock.
Mortal
Okay.
Kombat, son.
Simple as that.
See, they don't do that shit in school. Come on. They know they're going to get interrupted.
Right.
Not that fucking school.
No, because when he was like, teacher,
I'm gonna go
do
get a
something.
teacher.
The one guy was like, hey, you can't do that. He got smacked in the nose and flipped over. The teacher was like, get this, I don't even get paid enough. I was like, wow.
That's real shit.
I gotta watch this.
Bro,
I was gonna watch it, but I couldn't. I had no time. But I'm gonna
No,
watch
but
it.
the
I'm
thing,
gonna-
First
the
thing
thing,
tomorrow.
the thing that got
Thank
me
you.
the thing that got me after that, I was like, all right, there's no other surprise that can really happen until this guy, God, what's his name again?
Kreese?
Because
Kreese was Kreese.
Oh no,
Kreese was MVP.
Yeah.
By this motherfucking
Kreese took over Cobra Kai.
Of course he
Of
did.
course.
But the way he did it, the way he dogged Johnny was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
He was like,
He
my
bought,
bad,
he
dog.
bought it up. He bought the suit. He bought the studio.
No, he basically was like, because in the beginning, you see each other and they fight, of course, because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then when he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry, Johnny. The worst thing I ever did was do that to you. You looked at me basically like a father and I let you down. And the icing on the cake, like a true master manipulator. Because we all know them. We have them in our lives. We know these motherfuckers. He's like, I'm sorry. I found it after the tournament. He's like, it's your second place trophy. I put it back together. I never stopped believing in you, kid. And then he does the walk away like 1, 2, 3. He's like, Kreese. And he calls him back like, I'm like, this motherfucker is evil. He's a Disney villain. He is a Disney villain.
Oh shit.
And yeah, he got that. He was
he turned his own students against him.
Wow.
Like that was so fucked
Wait,
up.
How
oh,
diabolical.
wow.
He turned his own students against him because he was like Miguel showed mercy because Miguel had what's that kid's name again?
Robbie.
Miguel had Robbie dead to rights. He was about to break his arm
Again.
and then he showed mercy because he remembered what fucking Johnny told him. He was like I made the school to show honor and all this other shit. And he showed mercy, and that was just
Mercy got him.
fucked over because Robbie kicked him off the damn balcony.
Made that nigga Johnny Cage all the way
And
down.
then Robbie fucking just ran off. Like they was like, "What you do?" Blah blah blah, and he just went pew, Sonic the Hedgehog up in that bitch. Like
That was that nigga's first day. He was like, good luck if you know his name. Who's that nigga? That was Robbie. Fuck. Good night. He's in the wind.
seriously. And then fucking Johnny's like sitting on the beach. And then when he's about to leave, he fucking just gets pissed. He throws his fucking drink on the damn car, leaves his keys like right there, right there, like at the beach. His phone beeps, and then he fucking tosses that shit on the beach. And then the fucking camera like starts moving towards the phone, and fucking Allie Mills, accepted his friend request on Facebook. I was like,
so we might have Elizabeth Shue in the next one.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Memory
As
lane.
as his like anchor.
To bring him back because Kreese done took over and and I had to, and people who weren't fans probably like missed it because they were not paying attention that much. They had a meetup with the old Cobra Kai crew. All the crew was there except for Dutch because Dutch was in jail.
Yeah.
And they had Tommy there, and Tommy had cancer. Tommy was dying, dog. And they went on one last ride, and they went out camping. And I didn't mean to laugh the second time, but Tommy had died. And guess what they put Tommy in?
They put him in a
They put him in a body bag, son! Just like you fucking... He was like, Johnny, put him in a body bag!
I laughed so hard I felt so
like,
bad.
That's some poetic justice shit.
It really
they put him in a body bag. Some sad
really
shit.
is.
But they did it real good, and it was basically...
Holy shit.
They said Cobra Kai never dies. You heard Kreese talking about it, and you just see one of their own dying. I'm like, some hard shit.
That's pretty harsh.
But it was real good.
It was.
Cinematography was always good. Story.
The fight choreography was actually on point, yo. Especially that fight between Johnny and fucking Danny in the apartment.
They both got into shape.
Fucking Johnny kicked the shit out of Danny into the damn TV that was on there. I was like, damn. Them old men can still move.
I watched
They had to work out.
Oh yeah, definitely. They
got in true shape for that. Yeah.
All I gotta say is Zapka, out of all the old cast of like the Cobra Kai's, he's the only one that looks
decent.
Yeah.
Who?
Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw a couple of podcasts, and I think like people's main issue was the fight at the end in school. They're like, they shouldn't know karate that good. I'm like, but dog, they were learning.
They've been training for
months.
Yeah.
Like
almost
the whole
year.
exactly.
Like,
and they're doing it to get.
They're not black belts,
exactly, but they know how to fight.
Yeah.
But they said it was over choreographed, which I could see. But
I gotta watch it.
Not entirely, because some of the girls were like. They were doing the hair grab and smacking it. They were literally throwing each other into the damn.
But they did whatever they could. It's a fight. But for some things, you did see. Like,
no, of course. It was fucking Power Rangers half the time. It's whatever.
You base that high?
Zora.
Nah, that was Angel Grove High, like straight up.
You said Bayside?
Yes, you did.
Hey! Power Rangers. Motherfucking Mr. Belding and shit. Love that thing. Yeah. Did we see him in New York?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Wow. All right, guys. The coup de grace of this show.
We're here.
We are in the end game, guys.
Indeed.
So
that's what we're in my shirt.
So
Captain America throws his body. Shit. Cameras. I keep doing it. Sorry.
Chris.
You said, take your time.
So
you're welcome, Chris.
So you said you saw it the same day as you saw Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Tell me your experience on that movie. Like, what were your likes? What were your dislikes? What was your favorite part?
Yes, tell us.
If you have any.
That's kind of hard.
Oh, we got time. Well, do you want me to come back to you?
I mean, no. I mean, I pretty much got it.
All right, go ahead.
Favorite part? I would have to say the ending.
Okay.
The very ending.
The very end when what's name's dancing with
Well, not
or
just
a little bit
not just that,
like like that whole ending scene.
That whole ending thing, you know what I'm saying?
Like after what's name dies.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You know.
And then did you dislike anything? Or wish you had more of something? Even though the movie was like 3.5 hours long.
That, you know what? That surprisingly didn't bother me.
It didn't either because it seemed
it
like it wasn't
so well,
even
right?
3 hours.
So many people were like, "Oh my god, 3 hours!" And I was like, "Yo, 3 hours? This wasn't bad. I didn't even want it to end. Like that's how great it was."
So the pacing was correct.
Okay,
definitely.
So
like I literally have nothing to complain about.
Okay,
good.
I mean, maybe some people might, but I personally don't have anything to complain about.
Right. Okay. So
I do have some ideas for something, you know, like some things that may have happened.
Yeah, shoot.
So, like, you know, the part with the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And they had to go whatever, and then, you know.
This is a spoiler, like, show, so go right ahead.
Yeah, no.
Say the names.
So, you know, Black Widow, she ends up, you know, killing herself
right.
for the, you know.
The Soul Stone.
For the
yeah.
crew.
Yeah, for
And-
the
What you did for the group?
Yeah, for the crew.
Did for Kruby.
You didn't like that?
She did
No,
she did it
his
for the
theory.
band.
I don't like his theory.
So it's not more of a theory, but it's more like, all right, so they went back in time, right? By the time they decided to go get that stone, Black Widow was still in another time period.
playing.
So when they killed her off,
They could
even
just
though,
go
even though
back.
they brought everybody back, he said, I tried hard to bring her back.
She's
She's
already
still
dead.
alive.
On some fucking
But they're not
deja vu Denzel Washington shit.
Wait.
Phase 4 actually, as they're doing the Black Widow movie.
But
But
it's a prequel.
it's a prequel.
They don't. No one knows yet because I was reading on it, and I just recently read an article. Like I think it was a couple days
Because
ago,
I heard it was supposed
where
to
it
be.
said they don't know if it's going to be a prequel or if it's going to be something after the fact, or maybe if it's going to merge the two together and then show her. Like basically, like I guess that would probably be like a post credit scene, like show a prequel of her, and then. Because she was already being put into that leader role, if you think about it.
She was.
She was because
She's the only one who.
Everybody was gone.
Everybody gave up, and she was the only one who fucking stayed.
Yeah, she was still
To take it.
there just taking care of everything. So she became the leader of that.
and eventually in the comics she does do that anyway. But,
So
Because they gave her a new life. I mean, come on.
Basically.
and she's badass.
yeah,
Well, yeah, that's what she
of
is.
course.
I mean, come on. You the chick that took on Proxima Midnight.
Up to midnight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She almost beat that bitch to death.
Right, because in Soviet Russia, the Endgame comes for you.
It's like we don't come for Endgame in Soviet Russia.
Endgame
Endgame comes for you.
Love it.
Yes.
So
Well-
whatever your likes, dislikes, if you have any dislikes,
That'll be
or
hard.
something that he had, and what was your favorite scene? Oh shit! I didn't even ask you what was your favorite scene. Oh, you did say your favorite
Yeah,
scene, right?
yeah.
The end. Okay.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, what isn't to like, really? I mean, the lists are, pretty much endless. But, to make it simple, yeah, yeah. See what I did there? But yeah, one of the many things I enjoyed was the whole concept of the time heist thing. Because I mean, obviously, we knew that Ant-Man was going to be a key player in all this.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. But it was brilliant and very nostalgic. Obviously, the Battle of 2012 was great, and just how it was formulated, and also how it left certain gateways open for that's for certain characters like
Yep.
Loki, for example. Hence, that's how the TV
Yep.
shows will pop about, and and really. And then, of course, my other likes were, definitely just the Trinity, the Avenger Trinity,
Right.
stepping up against Thanos, because, that was, it's epic. Because it was like the final showdown, and, it was just really coming together. I mean, literally at the moment where, everybody, from all corners of the world, thanks to Doctor Strange, it was just, it was
all corners of the galaxy.
Yeah, galaxy,
we got
yeah,
Guardians
basically.
coming in there too, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's like, he was like, you wanted more? I'm like, it's like, yeah.
He's like, is that all of them?
Yeah.
Wanted more?
Yeah, right? He's like, who are we missing? Well, besides the obvious, it's like, but we didn't get the rights yet, shut up. Yeah, no,
Did you have a favorite?
Big time spoiler alert.
That really hit me over. I was like, wait a minute.
How? Did you have a favorite scene?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When Cap got that hammer. Oh my God.
That's everybody's scene right
yeah,
there.
I mean,
That's like hands down the best scene.
exactly.
So would you say it was too legit to quit?
Oh my God.
Precisely.
Hammer, man.
It was. Obviously, we knew he was worthy, but we've been waiting for that. And then, of course, how could I forget this scene? Yes, when he said, "Avengers Assemble."
That was literally my favorite scene in that whole fucking movie.
Yes, mine too. That was just creme de la creme, icing on the cake. We've been waiting for that
For like 7 years.
Yes, since Joss. Since
You go.
since Joss Whedon wanted to be a dick and cut him off at the last minute. I'm like, yeah, thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing, asshole.
but the Russos came through.
Yes.
And
They had to, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, totally delivered. And
They didn't, people would be pissed.
yeah,
Of course, it
naturally.
was Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, things I didn't like. I mean, it's really not
I mean, if you don't like anything, maybe you got a theory on something, like he did or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, in terms of that, yeah, definitely the whole, nothing being unscathed after, like, the stones were being put in their proper place. Yeah, Black Widow might be, somewhere else, at the moment of time. They just haven't located her yet. So,
I think she's still in the damn stone. But then again, how do you return the soul stone? That's what I don't get.
You gotta have a proper receipt.
I won! but like seriously, nobody's ever gotten the soul stone except for Thanos. But then Thanos destroyed all the stones.
Right.
And then next, they get the soul stone. What's his name? Hawkeye gets the soul stone. So how do you return it back? Do you get is it a soul for a soul thing again? Do you get it back? Like
you give it to Red Skull.
See, that's where that messes with me right there.
Yeah,
But I'm sure there's a plot hole thing answer that the Russos can really give because they've been answering every single plot hole thing that people have given them.
Right.
They were like, oh yeah, what about this? What about this? They had an answer for everything because they were like, we know you thought that was a plot hole and it's not. So they were like, damn, you smart motherfuckers.
This goes out to all the nitpickers.
But one thing I would probably be disappointed about, I mean, even though it's a small little peeve, is I figured that somehow, some way, Quicksilver might come into the fray because you figure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you figure you need one speedy guy in there to, like, really be a game changer because, I mean, this is like a life or death, like, situation. So,
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone back for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured, like, would happen, or maybe...
But then again, they didn't have enough, like, pen particles to fucking do it. So.
Sure.
They didn't have enough rights either.
Yeah. No, that's not true because he was in the...
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But aren't they going to wipe all those mofos out and then put new people?
For the most part.
Yeah, their contracts are up.
All I gotta say is, did you really want this motherfucker back? The dude who's supposed to be fast, but he can't dodge bullets?
Bullshit, huh?
Put him back on the bench. Put him back on the bench.
But
Quicksilver. Yeah, right. More like slow silver.
But otherwise, yeah, it's an
Slow
silver. That's an easy 10 in my book, though. That movie's that's a 10 for me.
No, you roundhouse, go. Okay.
The lady.
Okay, fine.
The lady.
What were your favorites? What was your likes? What was your dislikes, if you had any?
Okay.
And what was your favorite scene?
Let's start with my favorite. Like, I don't have a favorite scene, but I have like favorite parts.
Okay,
Because I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
Wait.
Yo, you good? Keep going.
No, wait. Stop. Stop.
That's my life.
Stop it. Hold on.
The left is protesting me.
Yeah, the lights are like, nope.
I'm going to be plugged, motherfucker, today. I ain't got you.
No, the plug's probably out, so just push it back in.
Thanks.
Plug? Probably out. You think so?
I mean, you did trip on it.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Bro.
It's underneath. It's underneath.
I see
It's
what
the
you
bottom
did.
one, he
The
said.
bottom one.
The bottom one underneath. No, over here. You were right over there.
I was right on.
But it's right underneath that plug.
Oh, yeah, it's firmly plugged.
I see what you did there.
I think it's just give a fuck with
Probably just finally didn't give a fuck anymore.
Yes, he just said.
We can't continue without any light, bro.
Aziz, lights.
Yes,
It's
please.
the White Walker.
Aziz.
No, I don't think it's dead now.
Yeah, the niggas are straight dead.
Thanks to Arya Stark of Winterfell.
Yes.
How's it looking, Greg? How's it looking over there? A little high?
We put it up high.
Put it up a little higher. What the fuck is wrong with... Oh.
That's better.
I can see.
Just put it in front of that.
I can see clear
There you go.
now. The rain is
Okay, awesome.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
What
What
awesome
the
again?
fuck is wrong with this one?
It's his phone.
It's like I'm trying to like see it and it's all good.
His
Weird.
phone is- Anyway,
But anyway, okay.
Okay.
Now,
Favorite couple of scenes since I watched Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I got super excited when
Watch
they
the
went
show.
back to
both of you.
the camp, and there was E-47,
Yes, yes.
The vault, I was super excited about that. I was like, oh, all the stuff is in there.
See that? Yeah, that's really cool because people who've seen those TV shows, they see all the little Easter eggs.
Because I knew exactly what time period they were going to. They were like, we know when both those items were there. And I was like, I know that too. And then when, of course, he saw Carter and he went back for her, I was like, oh. Because I've been waiting for that the entire Agent Carter series. I was like, show me a hit, they get back together. So I was very happy. And the fact that he grew old with her.
Real quick, I just got a text that said, so I did not like Endgame.
Oh.
Who is this blasphemous person?
Call him right now. We're going to put him on.
What?
Put them on speaker.
Put them on speaker.
Yeah.
Whose life are we gonna ruin today? Find out next time.
Wow.
Yeah, I literally just typed, what? You're bugging.
But, okay.
You better be talking about Hellboy.
Ooh, shit! They got a lot of nerve.
Yo, Hellboy took over the shitstorm that was I, Frankenstein. Yeah, I said it. It was
And I, Frankenstein is horrible.
It was a hogwash.
It's not Resident Evil horrible.
It was
Man,
What?
I Frankenstein was worse than any of the Resident Evil movies.
It's true.
Not worse than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh.
Kidney stones. Were more pleasant than Dragon Ball.
You know what's
did
worse
you
than
have
that?
a least favorite part?
Fist of the North Star.
Not a least favorite part. I feel like the women should have gotten more screen time.
Okay.
I feel like that's tacky.
No.
That was such a fire scene.
Yeah,
It
so
really
when
was.
Oh, you mean the A-Force
The
fire
A-Force.
scene? How they just showed all the females going
I
But they
I was holding my
it
breath.
like 2 minutes. Like, okay, and they all split up and it was done. I was like, and they went back to Cap and Thor and Stark, and I was like,
It was fun while it was.
Yeah, but they, they had
But they showed them all together. And
they
I was
had
so
the little
excited.
squad up,
And then it ended in 2 minutes. I was like, okay.
It's just like the Hulk. He had no screen time in the fight whatsoever.
What else?
Okay, so you said your favorite parts. You said some possible little dislike parts. Okay, well that's pretty much it.
Overall, I was very satisfied. I liked the whole movie.
Awesome.
Okay,
cool.
It was great.
Call that guy and see what the fuck his problem is.
I know, right?
Nah, don't call.
Roundhouse. What are your likes, dislikes, and your favorite scene or parts?
Man, I ain't got no dislikes in this goddamn movie.
Good, okay.
Oh,
That's
man,
fine.
this whole movie.
That's fabulous.
Woo, shit. Woo, you can say woo like we're for that. Woo, that's all this movie was. Woo, oh shit.
I make it head
Gotta
blow
say it
up.
out of breath like
Yeah, woo.
Avengers! Endgame! And then he just get to the point. And he's like, damn it, woo! He's like, I'm good, don't touch me.
Yeah, this whole movie started out very somber, and I was like, oh shit.
Of course it did.
Yeah, I was like, god damn. And it was like, I loved the whole scene. It was just like, what'd you do, Thor? I aimed for the head.
Ah!
He
I
said,
felt so bad for Thor, yo.
Oh, we
all
Oh,
did.
After that, man.
he turned it. Oh, the whole Big Lebowski thing. I was like,
It was the best part
It
about
really
that
was.
movie. That shit was funny. He was like, one side. He's like, one side. Lebowski, let's go.
so the greatest thing about that was I said he looks like the Big Lebowski, and then Tony Stark called him Big Lebowski. I was like, fucking.
He's like, one side there, Lebowski. Move on to side.
So
Make it go.
so Thor, just to give you guys quick what's going on in the gay community. So a lot of guys are really attracted to Thor now.
Dad bod Thor.
Yes.
Dad bod
They were
Thor.
like, ooh. And they were like, oh my god, Thor?
And he had abs on his
It was pretty hot. I was like,
I laughed so hard. I was like,
dude.
wow.
I lost my shit.
It was pretty.
so
I was
hard.
pretty turned on. I was like, I know that's a bodysuit, but still,
Funny as fuck.
it was hot, but it was funny. But I love that shit. I was actually waiting for the clumps to come out. When I saw it, I was like,
You were ridiculous.
no, but
He
Thor
was fat.
Thor was awesome.
Fat.
Thor was awesome. But the one thing about Thor that got me, I did not expect, was just when Thanos was there. They were like, "What is he doing?" Waiting, and then he was sitting there, and then he was just like.
He's like,
Boom!
as long
And then
as,
it was like, I was like, oh my god!
we're in agreement. I was like, oh, you braided up, okay.
It was like it's about to go down.
Precisely.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That whole the Avengers Trinity right there when they were fighting.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. I was just screaming like
as we all were. But
I couldn't stop. And it was just like when Thanos got the drop on Thor, it was about to like KO him. Ooh, when we saw the hammer fly, I was like, oh shit, Thor called his hammer. And that shit got the cap. I was like, because they did this, because not only once did they give Cap the hammer in comic book wise, he got it in, they don't call it Dark Empire, do they?
Secret Empire?
Secret Empire. When Cap was...
When he became Hydra.
Yeah.
Hydra Cap.
Yeah. He had the hammer then. He was still worthy, even though he was...
Piece of shit.
He was under Hydra.
But it was funny was that they even gave the reference of Secret Empire.
Yeah, they did.
Right.
He was in the elevator and he was like, Hell Hydra. I was like, what? He actually did. I was like, but it worked. He didn't have to. He learned from his mistake from the last time he was in the elevator with all of them. He's like,
but let's be real about it. That scene was badass. He said, we can do this now.
Of course.
If
It was
anybody
badass.
wants to leave,
Right.
they can leave. And we can do this now. We can do this now.
Of course it was badass. But he was like, you know what? I don't even feel like fighting these guys. I just want to get this shit and go. He's like, Hell Hydra. And he just walked around. Fuck that shit. I can do this all day. I know.
So
God, I'm such an asshole.
and one of the other scenes that was awesome, that was really funny to me was
America's ass.
Yeah, that was America's. That really is America's ass right there.
That shit was so funny. He was all like,
It was like that. It was a great scene.
He's like, hey, Cap, that uniform does nothing for your ass. He was like, why are you looking, Tony? He was like, don't worry about it, Cap. He's like, that's America. He's like, you got a great ass. That's America's ass. And he beat himself up. He's like, that is America's ass.
and I don't know if anybody's seen Not Another Teen Movie, and where Chris Evans was younger, and he, had that, and he was
the whipped cream
bra,
shit.
the whipped cream jockstrap on, and he showed his. I was like, that it really is America's ass. Like, I seen this. I was like, it really is nice, like for real, firm, muscular. Sorry.
Keep going.
Let's
go to something else.
Yeah, but anyway.
I was like off topic.
We can talk. We can talk about it. Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah. American ass. But anyway, I love the time heist. But there is, I have some little things because we know from certain movies. And I love how they mention every single time travel movie.
Time Cop, Terminator 2, A Land Before Time,
Bill
Back to the Future,
Bill
Bill
and
and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He was like, every time movie that we can think of.
And that dumbass said Die Hard on. Wait a minute.
He was like, Die Hard. Wait, no.
Probably that's, you know what's funny? That'd be hilarious if that's the next Die Hard. He's like, so John McClane goes back to Nakatomi Town, like, hop in the time shit, go back in time.
Oh, fuck that. I would kick Bruce Willis' ass if he did that.
Bruce, stay the fuck up.
They said they
Stick with
did
Luke.
that
Stick with Luke.
with John Gordon-Levitt. They did.
No,
Yeah, Jason-
that's
Looper.
Looper. That's
Looper.
Looper. That's
Looper.
completely
Totally
different. As
You said John Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I mean, Josh.
I could just
No,
imagine
Joseph
that.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I could just imagine Shiloh's like, you come back in time, and then you kill him. It's like, John, it stinks.
He's like, it's
Get away! Face.
So
All right. So what were your? This looks like this might be a dislike or something.
no, it's not a dislike. It's more of a theory about the Stones.
Ooh.
So
What a twist!
So when they had took the stones, right? That means Xander never got destroyed, right? Because Xander in the future is destroyed. It's completely gone.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's gone, right? Except for that helmet. We don't know if the helmet was somewhere. Because the helmet is just like a Green Lantern.
Not one or
It
two
goes
or
to
three
somebody.
or four, but five.
the lantern is like the helmet goes to somebody, right? So the helmet's still around, so there's hope. So Richard may be around. Anyway, the whole thing with the time stone was when they went back in time and everything. I was kind of like, okay, are they really going to pull out certain characters? Like they could have really took Vision and pulled him out of it, right? But they got because his Mind Stone, right? The Mind Stone was in the staff, right?
But
Vision was never really created.
Yes.
But only when they put the stone back through that time.
Yes. But the thing is, if they would have brought back Vision with the Mind Stone in its head, they would have had to take it out anyway.
Yeah.
Because they needed to put it in the glove.
Yeah, kind of redundant.
Yeah.
But
the Scarlet Witch thing got to me too. Like the whole sacrifice thing, that was sad as shit.
No, you mean Black Widow?
That's the Scarlet Witch?
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
you did. I was about to say.
You meant to say Scarlett Johansson, probably.
That's probably what it is. It's okay. I was
It's
about to say
fine.
Scarlet Witch, but they
We'll give it a
sacrificed her
pass.
accent.
They did.
They really did.
She just gave up like Kofi Kingston's accent.
Yeah, they did. But he got the belt now.
He does.
He's got the
got
belt
the
now.
belt
Anyway, so
He's back to being
like,
African again. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
faking
Black-
to be Jamaican.
Yeah. Black Widow, like her sacrifice, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Now I'm a little shocked that they didn't do because they did the Gamora thing in the last movie. I'm mad that they didn't do the Black Widow thing where and they touched on it that Gamora's soul is actually in the Soul Stone. That's when Thanos was talking. Like, what did it cost you? Everything. He was talking to Gamora's soul because the Soul Stone has a different realm inside of it. You know, it's the only stone that you can go in and be okay, and your soul is in there. That is the only stone, and the only one that can really do that is Adam Warlock. That's what I thought they were going with because I was like, oh shit, Adam Warlock, he's still in there. He's still in there somehow. He's still in
You
there.
didn't mention Adam Warlock in
Never.
No, but
Of course not.
they did.
He's
They
in
did
Galaxy
Guardians.
3.
They did in Guardians too.
Two, correct.
At the very
At the
end.
very end. But the thing about it, the only person that has like can
Control
control
of
it
it is
was Adam Warlock.
Yeah, no.
So when Gamora's soul was in there, I was like, okay, they're still doing it like the comic where it is a place. But when Black Widow died, I was like, where's her soul?
No, you know why? I can possibly
Because her soul wasn't in
explain
there.
that. It probably was, but I can probably explain that. Thanos knew how to control it. That they changed. You got to realize they changed it in the movie.
Yeah.
He knew how to control the stones. The dude spent
the
eons
gauntlet.
trying to figure out how to deal with these things.
Eons.
10
So-
years.
I'm just saying. The
Hmm.
dude's like probably 1 billion years old. Whatever. I don't care. But he spent years trying to figure out how to work these things. So I'm pretty sure he figured out how to work the soul stone. And
Not quite, because nobody knew where the Soul Stone was.
Yep, I mean, they'll probably elaborate more on that.
They might.
I mean, nobody knew where the Soul Stone was, and the only reason why, like, I don't know if that's correct, but the only thing that can use the Soul Stone was the Gauntlet, right? So it gives you an insight of how to use it, right? Obviously, but there was the Soul Stone actually on the Gauntlet really didn't have any power to project at all, really. But only thing it does is protect your soul, right? So maybe there's a way to come back from that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Gamora's soul was in the Soul Stone, so I was kind of like,
Maybe what's the name's soul was just too dark to connect with hers.
no. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what they're going to do with it. But I
They're
was
probably not going to do anything, really. I mean,
yeah, well,
right, thank you.
yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. But what was it? Tony, when I was in the theater, like the Spider-Man got the biggest cheer when he came back.
Oh yeah,
The
same.
biggest cheer, and I was
Because people
like,
love Spider-Man.
Well, he went out the worst
Wait.
in Infinity War.
He did.
They were
Like,
giddy
I'm
when he
pretty
came back.
sure, like, everyone in that theater cried or teared up
When Spider-Man went, yeah.
Oh, I heard it. Believe me. Yeah, they were.
And
Also-
it kind of reminisced. It was kind of very, very like deja vu-ish when it was flipped when Tony was dying.
Yeah.
and he was like he was saying, Mr. Stark, we did it, we won. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Indian cry.
Single tear. I'm like,
You know what's weird though? They didn't the only time in the beginning of the movie they actually touched on the fact that I thought that Shuri had took over Wakanda because
she got dusted.
She got dusted too. I was like, what the fuck? They dusted her ass.
Yeah.
I was like, because the last thing you saw of her, she got knocked out by one of the Black Order. But she got dusted. I was like, what the fuck? Because we don't see her get dusted. But they mentioned her in the beginning of this movie that she got dusted. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit.
Only one who was still alive was Okoye.
Yeah,
and
M'Baku. That's right.
That makes sense for him to take over
because he was looking at everybody like,
because he does take over Wakanda. But the thing about it was that when Black Panther and Okoye and Shuri came out, man,
even before that, when he was like, Cap on your left, I was like, whoa,
yeah,
he pulled it on you.
Right. That was Sam. That was when Sam came out.
He flew out. I was like, Sam,
my dude.
Now, some people were upset.
Who?
That Bucky didn't get it.
Yeah, they were PO'd about that.
I get it because in the comics, Bucky does get it first.
I actually have my theory on why.
Sam does get the shield and he does become Captain America. But at this point, I think I'm happy with just one of them two having the shield. I'm actually happy because they literally have it. Either both of them.
I think they're going with isn't the most recent comics.
Yeah, they
are.
But I also have my reasons of why they did that. Reasons, theory, whatever. You know what I'm fucking talking about.
They don't.
They do. Anyway, my theory is that the thing is with the fact that what's his face Sam is literally been by Cap's side during those years where he was a fugitive.
Exactly.
He's literally been there the entire time by his side.
He's been his road dog pretty much.
And Bucky would have done the same thing if he wasn't out of commission.
Yeah, or brainwashed.
But also he knows Bucky still he still suffers from all the shit that happened to him.
Sure.
He still suffers from that PTSD of shit that happened to him back in the day.
Yeah.
And he knows and even Bucky probably was all you know what? I'd rather you. That's why he told him to go ahead. He was like, I already know who that is.
Right.
You go ahead. This is your time, bro.
He gave him the blessing.
Yeah.
It's your time to shine, cuz.
Yeah, true. And not for nothing. They're probably going with the most recent comic, which is fine with Sam being Cap.
But then they got that TV show.
Yeah.
But the TV, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
But see, he's not gonna be Captain America in that one yet. They're gonna wait till they put him back into whatever movie, and then he'll take the reign of Cap. He probably will take the shield in this one, yeah, but he probably doesn't feel that he's still up to being Captain America yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You never know until the end.
Did y'all see that meme now? With the white lady on the phone.
What?
Oh no! Calling the cops yo, I see this guy. I think he got Captain America's shield. He probably stole it.
Oh no! I should have seen it coming. Oh my god, it's fucked up.
So there was also I had a conversation with a friend that's seen the movie, and he was confused about how Cap was there in the future when he went back. He didn't come back through the way he's supposed to, but he was sitting there on the bench. So they were confused about that.
But my
You don't want to read it?
you're both showing at the same time.
Hi there. There's a guy causing disturbance down the street. It looks like he's holding a shield, but it's probably stolen. And he claims he's Captain America. No, he's black.
Obviously, she never saw truth. But
great story.
Yeah, it is. But one of my favorite scenes, of course, is the Avengers Assemble scene.
Of course,
fucking awesome scene.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Another part was when Bruce Banner saw himself like as a Hulk just beating shit out of things, and they're looking at him, and then Captain America's like, "You might need to smash a few things on your way." He's like, "I think it's a bit gratuitous," but he's just like, smash, throws a bike.
Buffalo was so good. Buffalo was so great. I love it.
It was just so funny. That and the introduction of him when you saw him, he was like, "Go!" He's like, "Say green." He's like, "Come on, you want to have a picture with Ant-Man?" Yeah, hey, look, he's no. He's saying no. Take the goddamn phone.
He has no idea who I am.
Oh God,
That was funny.
but the ending was another one, but it's like, okay, the death of Tony, it got me, but I was like. It gave me that Native American single tear thing. I was like, all right, I'm good.
Don't piss people off.
I'll deal with this part. Even the part where she said, we're totally fine. We're fine. You can rest now. And I was like, my lips started quivering. And I was like, no, don't do it. Okay. We're good. Saw the funeral. All right. I was fine with the funeral. I was like, all right, we're good. Saw everything else. I was like, we're good. It wasn't until Captain America didn't come back, and I was like, oh God, I know what he did. And then it was like, yo, he's over there, and I was like, he's an old man, so I know what he fucking did. I was like, oh, just don't show it. And then they fucking showed it.
He's going back in time.
He went back for that final dance, and I was all like, fucking waterfall was coming down. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was the break.
They ended it just like that.
And it was great. That was like the best ending they could have gave it.
Yeah.
Like, certain people were complaining, oh, no post credits, but literally the entire ending is a giant post credit scene.
It is.
Exactly.
Like, it was showing bits and pieces of what was going on with everybody after.
Peter Parker goes back to school. Oh, sorry. He goes traveling.
Well, he goes back to school at the end of Endgame. What's the name flies with the Guardians.
You realize Genki died too, right? Like his best friend, he died too.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like when people got wiped out in the world, his best friend had died too.
Oh,
so because there was just like that whole somber thing where they were like oh shit, because a lot of those kids.
And that's what a lot of people were wondering too. They were kind of confused. They was like, so one of the questions that was asked to the Russos, which was supposed to be try to trick the Russos into thinking they couldn't answer the plot hole question, and they basically said that half of there was like majority of the kids that know each other all throughout the Spider-Man Homecoming, they all got snapped. Half of them are 5 years older and they're off to college. So
shit!
And he was like, when all the rest of them come back, they're still the same age and they're still living those lives that they lived 5 years ago.
That's
right. But they're 5 years behind all the people that left them behind.
That's fucking crazy,
right?
The thing they did explain. They did say
that's
that.
Crazy.
They did say Endgame literally changes the game.
Right.
For the entire MCU after this.
Oh my God! I just thought about this
because they say this. Hold on, they say this movie would actually like be the focal point of everybody talking. Like in every movie, it's going to be talked about how things have changed.
Not the only thing that changed the game. There was one more thing that changed the game, and her name was Arya Stark.
When you mentioned that, it just reminded me about something. Somebody's nephew.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
See,
he's 5 years older now, which means that he's not a tiny little kid anymore. He's a teenager.
Wow. So he would basically.
So which means that he's actually the same age as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'm excited now.
But the thing is,
I can catch that.
But the thing is, the Russos literally said that this is what is. It's going to be kind of like how everybody talks about, how 9/11 was the big change of everything. Like literally, the decimation, as they call it, is the big change of the MCU from this point forward.
Also-
Everyone will talk about it because it's literally the breaking point that changed everything.
Well, it's true too.
Like everyone's 5 years older. Fucking what's name's daughter is 5 years older,
Right,
and he's
Scott's-
like,
yeah.
he's so big.
Also, too, like we don't know, like so we know what's going on. Here's one complaint I have, and this has nothing to. Well, it has something to do with this movie, but also last movie. We do not get to see. It's the only thing we do not get to see how we get to see how it affects Earth. We did not get to see how it affects the entire fucking galaxy.
But
And there's, hold on. There's lies my problem with just Endgame and Infinity War. They didn't if they touched on it in this movie, I wouldn't have said nothing. Or I understand they did it on Earth because Thanos was on Earth, but he snapped. That's the entire galaxy. We didn't get to see any other fucking aliens dying. We didn't get to see any other universe dying. We just only got to see Earth dying, and I was kind of upset that we didn't get to see at least some of the they call them Ravengers, the Ravengers.
Yeah, but
we didn't get to see any of them die. We didn't get to see the high what's that? The high evolutionary, whatever the fuck those gold people name were. Whatever.
Oh yeah, the
whatever. We didn't get to see them die, right? We didn't get to see any of them die. We didn't get to see half of what we didn't get to see half of what James Gunn had put out there. What I mean is what we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy. We didn't even get to see the Skrulls die. Half of them. Let's just be real about that. We didn't get to see that with Captain Marvel. We just didn't get to see it, and that was the only part I'm upset about, that we did not get to see that. We know of it, but we don't get to see it.
The reason why you didn't see the Skrulls die is because Endgame and Captain Marvel were kind of on the same scheduling. So they couldn't really add them at last because they didn't even know what they looked like.
It literally would have took away from the movie you were watching.
True.
Because then you'd have to go and be like, who the fuck's that?
And at the same time, focusing on way too many things is not. It leaves no focus on what's right there in front of you.
Make it pretty congested.
You're congesting the whole movie way more than it already is.
All you had to do was show dust of fucking aliens and see that. It's
but you want to see what was being dusted.
Well, dude, I'm sure.
Actually, just put the planet up and you see dust.
Just follow it.
Well, not the planet, but just different aliens and stuff like that.
They did mention it in Endgame.
Captain Marvel.
That's what I'm talking about. They did mention it in Endgame when Captain Marvel said there's a lot more work. There's a lot more shit happening.
That's why she wasn't
the
around.
same thing that's happening here.
The
same thing that's happening. She's like the same thing that's happening here is the same thing that's happening everywhere else. After they kept mentioning the earthquakes and all this other shit.
Good.
I mean, everything that's happening now. It's happening now.
Man, shut up.
I couldn't say.
I'm pretty sure the decimation of the planets is probably going to get addressed in Volume 3 of the Guardians, most likely. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're probably going to delve into the past and see who suffered and basically who experienced the loss. But that's basically.
You know what's weird when you mention the 5 years too? That means Adam Warlock's out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's probably fully grown.
Adam Warlock's fully grown and been out now.
And powerful as shit.
Yeah.
He's got the glow.
It's been 5 years in that damn thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
Technically 6. Well, no, because Guardians of the Galaxy and everything is
No, it's 5.
It's 5. Yeah.
It's 5.
Yeah.
Have you did you listen to anything that the Comics Explains Rob was talking about?
His fine ass. Sorry. That voice is. I'm sorry. This is really, really. He even mentions that he has a sexy voice.
Yes, he does.
Naughty.
His theories.
I like his face.
I love his theories, and he's very knowledgeable, and that's the thing too. I like Rob on Comics Explain, and Benny too on Comic Historian, and Variant Comics. I like those guys too. Those guys are awesome. But Rob, he really went into detail about his premonition or theories. Mm-hmm. Some of it was off. Some of it was kind of true. So it was good. But he was still shocked I love the fact that he was still shocked about it. So
But did you see his Phase 4 theory and his like X-Men and Fantastic Four theory?
Yeah,
how
he
they
did.
would be put in.
Well, that was before they. This was before.
No, this is after the Endgame movie because he did another one.
He did another one.
He
I didn't
did.
see that one.
He did another one.
I didn't see that.
He
one.
was explained. I was explaining to him on the way that the best way to kind of sprinkle them in, even though they're not going to have them in Phase 4 at all.
No.
Because he's waiting until Phase 5. But he said the way to sprinkle them into Phase 4 is to sprinkle them in as like Easter eggs. So like what was it? The Black Widow movie he was thinking about. And he was saying that
Omega Red.
he heard things that it was supposed to be done in the early 2000s before Iron Man. So when she's still like an assassin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was saying that the coolest thing was for her to work with a CIA Black Ops group, dubbed Team X, which if anybody knows who Team X is basically the group that Sabretooth and Wolverine was in before they went Weapon X.
Yeah.
So, and he was saying that she'd be on a mission and they'd ask her about, certain team members and shit like that. And she's like, well, James and Victor are still out doing their thing, but they're a bit like out of control with their shit. So that would be like a quick sprinkle saying, hey, Wolverine and Sabretooth exist in this universe, and boom, there you go. Just throwing their names out there. No big like,
Team X was the group that they had in Origins, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Even though I don't really try to think about that.
Not that movie. Not that movie.
Nobody does.
But
yes.
see, even with that, I would have at least mentioned that they're making their own weapon, which would the Russians were making their own weapon, and who would their weapon be? Was Omega Red.
But
Therefore, that gives a little
that
shine.
gives more.
That gives more. And mind you, they did that World War II, right? Omega Red was World War II.
He's old as shit. Yeah.
So that would be weird if they did, because we're talking about Black Widow.
Yeah,
she wasn't
no.
around during World War II.
No. But
another thing
it's-
would be is to
Omega Red be on ice.
because you can literally mention.
He was on ice.
Let me get Omega Red on the rocks.
But you can also mention, because there's a lot of like parts of what's his face, Captain America's like wartime where it wasn't mentioned so much. You can mention that he ran into another Black Ops, another like Black Ops team, a Canadian team,
The Canadian Black Ops.
Yeah,
And slogan.
yeah,
Because when he met Cap, he was by himself.
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was on a secret mission, and
Taking on the
he had there was an American operative that was coming to help.
Yeah.
He didn't know who it was.
And then,
Yeah, he took on the hand.
so then Rob was talking about Black Panther 2.
Oof.
He's like, you can introduce the Fantastic Four in that a little bit, just sprinkle some shit in there. And I was thinking to myself, how the hell would you do that?
Yeah.
So
would
basically,
they be recasting that?
they
course.
would be,
They already did.
yes.
So,
They
but-
already did? All right.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, how he said that he would kind of Easter egg them in there is that they Wakanda would be working, of course, with the U.S. government or something like that, partnering up how to do interstellar flight travel
Yeah.
to find more threats, and that would be the start of Sword, and also
but then
because remember, what's name's ship was still left over.
who?
Thanos' ship was the only thing still left over after they all got decimated.
After
Right.
Captain Marvel got done.
I think so.
Nah, Captain
No,
Marvel
I-
kind of destroyed
No.
that
You can
shit.
destroy it, but the thing is, remember, you can still reverse engineer that shit.
No,
Reverse
I
engineering
think,
bro.
I think that
You
went
think it
with-
did?
Nah,
Yeah, I think
Captain
that went.
Marvel destroyed
Okay,
that
even
shit.
without it.
Not even with Captain Marvel destroying it. I think that went with the snap because everything went with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
All of it just got the snap was
Oh.
to get rid of all of them.
You know
So
what?
All of that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Because it was sitting in the water. Like you could literally see it sitting in the water.
That's true.
And
That's
when
true.
the snap happened, everything was gone. And
Yeah.
it just showed
Okay,
a
no,
part
you're right.
where the whole ship was being taken away.
But also, you can still use it because Wakanda is like fucking years ahead in all this and all their technology.
Yeah.
You can still do interstellar travel. And especially with Captain Marvel going further and shit like that, she can get fucking info from other galaxies on how to do it.
Well, if they were going to introduce Sword, I would think they would just go off with Captain Marvel because
it would be an Easter egg to mention Sword. They would probably build Sword like during Captain Marvel, but then they would that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then they would try to build their first interstellar ship with both combined governments. And of course, they would need a smart mind because Tony's not there no more, and so they'd need another smart mind that can deal with
maybe Shuri.
They can use her, and they'd have to find what's his face,
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards,
or Doom. Remember, Reed and Doom know each other.
Well, of course they went to college.
Yeah, but I'm talking about but Fantastic Four, you need Reed Richards because remember the whole family goes up to space.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but at the same time they would
either one. Either one you can use either one.
Because Doom is a smart fucking dude.
Yes, he is. He's one of the smartest people on the planet. Yes.
Yeah. But anyways.
So and then the Eternals is going to introduce the mutants anyway.
When they say they come out?
I don't know.
2021,
I think.
Yeah. 2021 or 2022?
I think it's 2021.
I don't know. One of those dates. No, because Shang-Chi.
I can't wait for that.
That one, he said you can use Shang-Chi too to introduce like X-Men-esque whatchamacallits, Easter eggs. Because Shang-Chi in the comics teaches Spider-Man the way of the spider, which is like Spider-Man's martial art that he uses. So because
he barely fights now.
So when he's like
he just talk shit.
When
he just webs. That's how he fights.
And he uses his instincts, all that shit. So basically, when he's in Shang-Chi's like whatever his dojo, whatnot, and he sees like all these different mystical items and shit. He sees a sword there, and what's name goes to touch it. And he's like, "Don't touch that." He's like, that's a sword that can literally kill the unkillable, and basically it would be the sword, the Muramasa sword, that has literally the soul of Wolverine in it, parts of Wolverine's soul in it. That basically it's the only sword that can kill Wolverine.
Right, well, healing factor really.
It doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have soul. It's just strong enough and sharp enough to.
No, it does. It has a piece of Wolverine's soul in it.
It does.
That's the reason why it can kill Wolverine.
Not to mention anybody else with a healing factor.
Yes.
I mean, he used it on Saber.
It stops it completely and it kills you.
He beheaded him with it, remember?
Die. If what's his face, Deadpool gets beheaded by that thing, he's dead. He's not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, okay, these are some interesting like little Easter eggs that would work.
I could see,
but
those Easter eggs would be. See, those Easter eggs are the Eternals. Yeah, I can understand that one. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, now that Disney owns Fox, right, and they got their X-Men back, you still have one person that's doing great with the movies, and they're not changing it.
No.
Deadpool.
Yeah, they're not changing.
You could just introduce it through that and make it just simple.
Nah, they don't want to.
No, I know it's not. But
Deadpool's an entirely different animal.
But at the same time, how you introduce Deadpool when he's already established, mind you, they're not going to take away and reintroduce Deadpool because of the simple fact that his movie sales and money is way bigger than what any of the X-Men movies have been done. Mm-hmm. So you can't really reintroduce Deadpool. You can only put him in another movie.
Think about it.
Not really.
You have to figure out what movie that is because remember, everything else is PG-13 and he's an R.
He's an R-rated movie.
Correct. So they got to put him in any movie.
They got to pick him
except his own.
Right. So
they have to pick out the right movie.
But they say they're not going to put him in any of them. They're going to keep him as his own entity in his own movies.
But he still has the. But that's fucking stupid.
I'm not the one who said.
I know. It's fucking stupid because. He already established that there is a Colossus. Already established there's a Professor Xavier, a Beast, a Storm, and everybody, because you saw him close the fucking door on him.
Yeah, those are the guys who are not going to have jobs after Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. This is going to be the last X-Men movie, dude.
Well, yeah, but we'll see. But here's the thing. Deadpool's universe and what's going on in the X-Men and the Dark Phoenix, they're not the same.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not the same. So how can you even say that?
Because they're the same characters that they
No,
showed in Deadpool 2.
Exactly.
Right. But at the same time, it's like his movie still exists. So it's hard to really actually introduce X-Men when they're already literally established in Deadpool. And he is under Disney.
You know how they'll explain it? Alternate timeline. They're gonna do that. I bet you.
Fucking DC it out.
They're gonna multiverse the shit out of it.
Well, I
Absolutely.
mean, they can do that because they already introduced Cable.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
That's
there
right.
you go. They did two times. So, and Deadpool had the time thing. So they can do that. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, he was still messing with that.
He was,
Yeah.
that was funny. He was just erasing everything that didn't make sense.
And he was gonna strangle baby Hitler.
Shot himself, strangled.
Wait. And Money Don Cheadle was like, so do we go back to when Thanos is a baby and just,
He
Okay,
was
first of all, that's
one that is messed up.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's Thanos.
like, that was the funniest shit. Because he's just like,
So fucked up.
Because Don Cheadle, like, if you ever watch Don Cheadle's show on Showtime, he's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
He's always
House
been-
of
Black Monday?
Yeah, he's hilarious. He got King Botch on that show too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm confused about how they're going to introduce the X-Men.
All I gotta say is it's not my job, so I get to sit
Exactly.
pretty while these motherfuckers
Exactly.
figure it out.
We don't have to strain our brains, and they literally have a good, I don't know, 5-6 years until they even put X-Men or Fantastic Four on the big screen.
Not to mention, we have to see what Spider-Man does at the end.
What do you mean?
Because Spider-Man's the next movie. So we have to see what they do with Spider-Man at the end.
Okay.
All right.
Is he supposed to be going against Mysterio in this one?
Well,
Okay,
okay,
so-
working together.
so-
actually.
yeah.
So the
which
whole
is-
premise is
I feel the front.
the whole premise is like, hey, I'm your friend. Yeah, we gonna go fight this motherfucker. Yeah. Secretly, I don't like this bitch. I'm a hero. But yeah, we together.
That's pretty much how it's supposed. He basically
Two-faced
manipulates
stick.
the whole thing on making himself look like a good
The
guy
hero, yeah.
when he's the one that's actually
Causing
causing all the mayhem.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I wonder how, because Shield's technically supposed to be back. I wonder how this shit happens. That's what I want to know.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean
And Far From Home, like this asshole's all like, yeah, Shield's back. I'm like, what? The
And
fuck?
now they're doing this. They're doing the whole. Actually, they're doing the Ultimate Spider-Man thing.
Coulson got dusted, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
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 That's another thing too.
Is there any-
We didn't get to see that nigga in that
Huh?
game.
There's no new season.
Well, dude, I mean,
No, there's-
Coulson.
there is
coming up.
It's dude, there's
not yet.
Not yet, but it's coming
Shield
out.
is
I
where
thought
he
I missed
remained.
something.
No. But they explained that Coulson was one of the people who got dusted by Thanos.
But that pisses
And he
me.
probably came
That's-
back because they brought him back.
That's
But
another
he's
thing
probably
that pissed
missing
me off.
now.
We didn't get to see Coulson at the funeral. I would have loved for Coulson to walk in and be at the funeral, Tony Stark's funeral.
Dude, he's still a best kept secret.
He
Yeah, right.
really is.
I mean,
I don't know how is he a best kept secret.
I don't know neither.
Bruh, I was waiting when Infinity War happened and these guys were all
Under Fury.
downtrodden and shit. I wanted fucking Phil Coulson to come
Right.
like
We
he was
all
a goddamn coach of the Mighty Ducks and was like, Ducks fly together. But then he was like, you're fucking right, Phil. Let's go fuck up Thanos. But that didn't happen. But they had him.
They had
him.
They that's what I mean too. Like in Endgame, there's a couple things. Why wasn't Phil Coulson at least at Tony's funeral? At least. Because if he was snapped, right? He was snapped, and then he came back, right? I'm also too kind of upset that we didn't get to see a big helicarrier versus Thanos ship type of thing. But anyway, that's because I
Like it would have fucking mattered.
I know.
That's like a giant
I'm
versus
just
a gnat.
that's just
The
me.
fuck is
That's
that?
only because I like ships fighting and everything.
Exactly.
I mean,
But the whole thing about it was I was kind of mad that
It's like a Tyson fight in the 80s. That shit's over quick.
Oh.
He's like, all right, y'all paid millions of dollars. Done. Done. Peace out, y'all. I'm going to sleep.
yeah, but I was kind of mad that Coulson didn't like wasn't at least at the funeral of Tony.
Where was Coulson when he got dusted? He was on some beach somewhere.
Wasn't he on Tahiti?
Yeah, he was chilling with May in Tahiti.
because
How
he
the fuck
was-
is he supposed to get there?
Exactly. He was dying himself.
He was dying even before he got snapped. So he
So
probably.
I don't know if they snapped him back. You're like, damn, that couldn't fix me up or nothing. They pulled the whistler.
Well, they brought
Brought his
everybody
fucking leg.
back who was snapped.
Just let his ass be like, yeah, we brought you back. You're a healing vampire. We're going to keep breaking his shit, though.
Yo, I can't.
All right, well, whatever.
Blade messed with me, yo, with that. Oh yeah, we got a cure for vampire. Then why didn't you give that to everybody else? Stop shooting real bullets.
Yeah.
Just shoot the cure on people, nigga. Like seriously.
Yeah, like on some X-Men
They
shit.
have to die.
That is fucked up.
It
Like,
is.
that was fucked up, yo.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No,
Blade.
because in Blade 2, the
Blade.
nigga had the cure to fucking cure Whistler.
But it wasn't foolproof. That was a problem.
It worked though.
It worked for that nigga.
But you
What
know,
about the nigga who's been a vampire for 100 years? He's
Hey,
like,
hey,
I'm good. Let's dance.
Listen, hey, if they die,
Then
they
die.
die.
I'm a Drago.
but he also too said it only works if he wants to be human. In other words, he couldn't really. That's what he said.
That's some
It was a
baby
cop-out.
back bullshit
It was a
right
cop-out.
there.
Well,
It's like,
Oh, it only works if you want to be human. I wish to be human. I wish to be human. I wish.
click the
That's
hands
what he
together.
said. I wish to be human.
That's what he said though.
Bull. That's why I hated 2.
I love to. What are you talking
I
about?
love to.
Bad.
2 was awesome.
Fuck that.
Okay. You know what?
I hated 3 worse.
Oh, right.
No,
We
we
all
all
did.
can agree
Yeah.
on that.
I
3 was
did hate
terrible.
2 because they gave Donnie Yen the most cheapest
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
death. I was like, you.
That's
killed
why I
Donnie
don't
Yen
like
that.
watching great Asian actors in fucking American movies.
And that's why fucking Jackie Chan refuses to motherfucking do a rush hour again.
I don't know why he did fucking Shanghai Nights. Which one was the second one?
It was nice.
Nice.
I don't know why he did
Because he
that.
got to fight Johnny Yen.
And
Was
then
that the first
he was in the.
That was the second one.
He was in Around the World in
I watched that horrible fucking movie.
That was terrible.
Yeah, I passed
It
on
was-
that.
I told him that to his face.
I passed on
What
that.
was worse?
And he
That
said, you know
or-
what he said to me?
That-
He was
what,
like,
that
wow.
Shanghai Night?
He was like, you are a real fan.
Did you
He's
tell
like,
me-
because you watched even the bad movies. I was like, I know.
I worked at a movie theater. I saw
You
that
tell
movie
him
4
That's how
times.
much I
You
love you,
tell him
Jackie
the
Chan.
medallion sucked.
I'll watch your terrible shit.
I'm pretty sure he knows.
All right.
But
Which one you have chose first?
I'd rather
Would
watch
you watch the
Tuxedo.
medallion or the
That's a
tuxedo?
I'd rather watch
Okay, I'm about to say.
Wait, hold on.
The
Too
tuxedo,
many conversations going
No,
on.
no. the tuxedo or the medallion? Which would you have watched?
Ooh.
Jackie Chan movie.
Oh,
That Jackie
and
Chan
they're
movie.
both bad, but
Yes, they are.
He's like, I don't even remember.
I watched Tuxedo. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
I'll take
I-
the
I-
medallion.
I did not watch Tuxedo.
Because
I couldn't bring myself to bring myself.
I've
that
watched
low.
every Jackie Chan movie ever made.
I can't watch. Tuxedo.
Because I'm a
while
Jackie
it was
Chan fan.
corny, that the idea with the suit was kind of dope.
The idea, was, the concept was interesting.
Get out.
it was.
No, what you talking
What you
about?
talking about?
Exactly. Don't listen to this guy. He hasn't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he judges it.
Because he's a dick.
He's a dickhead.
He hasn't watched it either, so.
Yeah, but I don't
No, but
judge
see,
it.
he doesn't judge it.
Correct.
This guy judges it without even watching.
I'd be like, yo, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was something. You're like, yeah.
so you know what?
Word?
You get out.
I'm gonna put you in kitty litter, you son of a bitch. Make you feel every cry like, oh, kitty litter. You,
know
can't
what?
get
You
it
know
all.
what? Let me apologize. Fuck that show.
You fucking
You
ah.
bastard.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well,
Yo, but for real, I know him. He's gonna watch. He's like, it's not that bad. So is that camera on? Get that camera on me on the arcade shit. Get that camera on me. You're killing me. I gave him that 20 years.
I did it. I admit it. I made
Oh,
it.
my God.
Holy
well,
shit.
with that all said, you know,
Oof. Yeah.
it is now what an hour. We're in an hour and 45 now.
Yeah, I think it's time.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Wait. It's time to do what Lisa Left Eye did Ted on her show. It's the cut.
I remember that show. That was right after fucking this guy did the Apprentice. And then
Yeah.
Cut.
The cut.
Wow.
Fucking throwing back shit that
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
knows.
The cut. That shit was awesome.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. For our episode of the Endgame and everything else, as in.
We're really naming this episode Endgame.
It might, maybe not. I have other titles for it.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm gonna
you.
be an Endgame MVP. All that was missing was the end zone dance, keeping it real. When she does this motherfucking Endgame.
You gonna put it right now?
I'll put some neon D on this motherfucker.
But
I'm definitely gonna get all those Game of Thrones shirts with her with this jump man with the knife. I gotta get that.
But yeah, make sure you guys slap that like button and
Share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the little bell because, YouTube be bullshitting.
That's right.
Really? We'll
Yes,
talk about that.
They do.
They do.
Because, we need to be notified when people actually subscribe. And
Oh yeah,
that shit fucks up all the
Fuck it
time.
up, you two.
But we will be signing off with our outro introduction, starting with the man of the house.
Yes. I'm Roundhouse. Good night.
That was the quickest. I'll take it. Slide to the left, bro.
And
And with our guest,
Bye, guys.
Take
Gonna
it.
keep it.
I'm Echo Ninja. Ninja vanish on this motherfucker.
I'm Sir Wednesday. You can't miss me because I'm right here. Love you.
Only if it's dark.
Shut your face. Shut your face.
He's the Night King.
Oh, racist.
Oh, that's Captain America. Shut up. To my left.
Black.
Oh! I should cut it off and then come right back.
Alright, and I'm Chris, the guy with the tattoos.
Yeah.
And we are True Story, bro. And
Cue the flash. Cue the flash.
All right.
I put the wrong flash in. I'm running this shit. Wrong flash.
that would be funny.
I'm the fastest.